Hello, everybody. It's Laura Eisenhower, and I have a really awesome guest today. Her name is Amanda Drain, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. She is a Certified Energy Healing Practitioner, a Reiki Master, Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis Practitioner, a Spiritual Counselor, a LightWorker, a StarSeed, a Universal Consciousness Activator and Facilitator. And Amanda has been working with clients since June of 2018, using a wide array of healing modalities, as well as creating light language meditation activation for her YouTube channel. Her website is incorporealhealing.com. Her YouTube channel is called 12D Light Language. And again, you know, light, frequency, sound is the great activator of our DNA. And so I just want to ask you a little bit before we go into like the basics of light language. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this field, and just anything to just bring us into your world a little bit?
Well, I guess like most LightWorker StarSeed type individuals, I kind of have always known I was a little bit different in school. But like most people, I went through a period of, I guess, forgetting. And, you know, I went around 2012-ish, I was kind of awakened, come online, so to speak. And yeah, ever since then, it's been a breaking through of old belief systems and kind of figuring out what my mission purpose is here. So yeah, it's been an interesting 7 years.
Oh, definitely. And it's such an accelerated time, and it's really important to follow the breakthroughs and the epiphanies coming in. And when people resist it, it can create just a lot of friction and chaos in their world. But once we get to the other side, it's like, there we are, our authentic self. And I know that a lot of the things that you do can really help a person to awaken. And what's beautiful about, you know, starseeds in their process of recognizing who they are, they end up giving that gift to others to help accelerate their process of awakening. And so I know that there's basics to light language, and this might be new for a lot of people. Can you help us to understand the basics of light language?
Sure, yeah. So everything, like you said before, everything in our reality is light. It's frequency, it's vibration, and light language kind of transcends the, we'll say, 3D human languages. They've all been hijacked in their own way, and light language goes up and above in the dimensions and kind of speaks to a higher frequency. It kind of broadcasts a higher signal, so to speak. And when using light language with clients, you can't really get it wrong. It's you are literally speaking to DNA. It is, if DNA could speak, that's what light language is.
So do you do this over the phone?
I actually have yet to incorporate light language with clients. I mostly am doing it on the YouTube videos.
Oh, I see.
Through music and meditations.
So if we were to watch something on your video, we would be able to experience activations.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's so cool. I always want to guide people in the direction of this sort of thing, and so I'm really glad to bring you on.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's starting off to, you know, because what my guides tell me is there's really no limitations to what light language can do. Being able to activate and speak directly to DNA and bringing that 12 strands back online is something that is kind of new when it comes to a healing modality. And I've yet to kind of incorporate that with clients on a one-on-one basis, but I think it's coming, and I think it's so important to get this message of light language out because so many people could benefit from it.
Right, totally. Yeah, I mean, this is the most important thing we could be doing right now, because it's our dormant DNA and the mind control that has kept us so limited and just spinning in this endless sort of just time matrix loop, you know what I mean? And so there's a mission that goes along with that. Individuals that feel they are just very different, vibrate differently from their classmates, They might feel very different. You know, obviously most of us feel different from our parents because it's a generational thing too. But, you know, bringing in this kind of frequency is a very, very difficult thing because it's not everybody around you necessarily. I mean, maybe there's some, I mean, everybody's got the potential to awaken, but a starseed mission tends to happen, you know, pretty young. It's something that doesn't leave a person alone. There might be, you know, things that happen that eventually reveal that they're a starseed, maybe some projections or concerns from others. But I mean, give us an idea in your eyes, what would you say a starseed mission is? And I'm sure there's a lot of different expressions of it, but from your perspective, what would you say a starseed mission is?
Yeah, so all of my clients, first off, are starseeds, and the biggest question I get is, what's my mission? What's my purpose? And you know, people feel like they are failing. They feel like if they have a bad day, if they go into a lower vibration, they feel like I'm failing. What's my, you know, what am I supposed to do here? And what I tell people is that a starseed's mission is their DNA is their mission. Their frequency is their mission. So even a starseed that is still asleep and could remain asleep for years, they are still serving their purpose by being who they are, by carrying the vibration that they have. Most, if not all, starseeds are natural, empathic, intuitive people, and they are entering rooms, environments, cathedrals, and just that one individual being there raises the vibration in the whole room, the whole state, the whole planet. So it's not something you can fail at. You cannot fail.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's nothing can take it away from you as much as it's I mean, it's difficult to navigate the human realm. We're born with a bit of amnesia, but frequency is frequency. And eventually, you know, a person catches up with it. And that's what's so important about, you know, the kind of work you're doing, because it can just help the conscious mind enjoy it more and, you know, step into it on a more conscious level, even though those activations, you know, will definitely still be there. And so that brings us into like the 144,000 that a lot of people have heard about. And I know a lot about that myself and the significance of it. So what can you tell us about that and the awakening to the 144?
Yeah, so the 144, dependent on your beliefs, and, you know, anybody, whatever you believe, that's what your belief, and I respect that. And we can all have different perspectives on it. But from my perspective, it is not a number. It is a frequency. It is a code. It is a stream of consciousness that anybody can tap into. This isn't a specialty thing. Anybody has the ability to be able to tap into this frequency. And it's simply the return to source. It's coming back to the divine template that we all have. We're all ascended beings. We're all already 12th dimensional beings, just having an experience in each dimension. And that to me is the most important thing that people, because I hear that a lot too. I hear people saying, well, when am I going to ascend to 5D? And to me, it's, well, you're already that. You're already that. You're already living that purpose. And it's the awareness. It's bringing that awareness down throughout the torus field and incorporating that in a 3D human skin and bone suit. That's what ascension to me is. And the easiest way to do that is to connect to that frequency, to connect to that source code, divine template.
Totally. I love how you put it, and I absolutely agree. It's been linked to the 0-point unified field, and it is beyond a number. The numbers can get confusing, and the 12 times 12 too has some significance with us being, you know, 12 strand potential as well, and how that relates, you know, to the stargates and everything. And so you're one of the few that really just put it in a way that I'm like, yes, thank you. And then there's the golden 12D divine template. And I know that all, you know, ties into everything that we've been talking about, but when we look at like the golden 12D divine template and the awakening of our full strand capacity, do you see this as a gradual thing on this timeline? I mean, how do you kind of look at it?
It can be either. It can be as slow as the person wants it to be. It can be as fast as the person wants it to be. It is literally an intention. If you have that intention to connect and to, I use this metaphor a lot. It's kind of like, you know, the three-dimensional human is like the computer, and we've got all of these external hard drives that have been disconnected from different dimensional aspects. And what we're doing by turning that 12 dimensional DNA back online is we are reconnecting all of those external hard drives and putting all of that remembrance back. So it can be as quick as you want it to be. If you want to be a fast tracker, as Magenta Pixie puts it, she puts it as you want to fast track through this, that's your intention, but you have to be ready to have those connections come in, because when the intent is there, the universe will match you 50-50. And if you want it, you'll get it. And that's what I tell people. Be careful what you ask for.
Right. So with all the techno interferences and different dark agendas and different attempts to stunt our growth, I guess you could say, and prevent us from being able to do that, I'm sure, and I could just tell by just the way you express yourself, that consciousness overrides this, and it just has to be beyond the mind control. What advice can you give people, though, that keep feeling like they're, and I know you actually brought it up in the beginning, how people might have a bad day, they feel like they're going back to square one, and I guess maybe revisiting that, because I know for a lot of listeners who are experiencing ascension symptoms, in those moments, I mean, what I love about you having a channel is I can just kind of get reactivated or get reconnected. So is that sort of the
Absolutely
behind your videos then, right?
Right. It's the quick attunements, and that's why I like to keep them around 3, 4, 5 minutes, because it's something, we're all constantly shifting. You know this. We are infinitely shifting throughout our day. So if at 3:15 you have a bad moment with your coworker and you shift down to this 3-dimensional, everything's wrong, well, then you can quickly turn on some type of meditation or whatever your practice can be, and you can shift to something else. You can shift to a different version of yourself, one that won't listen to those distractions, distortions, illusions, one that can pull you up and out and plop you right back wherever you want to shift to at that particular moment. But
that's amazing, because I mean, I look at it, I mean, this is kind of what vision I'm getting just from you talking, and I've seen it before. I mean, it's sort of basic, but it's just like tuning an instrument. It's like we pull out the guitar or violin or cello, and we might play it, and then it's like, it's just, tuning the instrument, which can absolutely transform the day, the way we communicate with each other. And I mean, it obviously has a ripple effect. So getting tuned by, watching your channel or, doing similar things with sound and frequency will affect other people that aren't even using those things, because of the transmission we can give to others.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We are instruments. Exactly. And it's up to us, and nobody else out there can do it for us. We are the sovereign beings. We are our higher selves incarnate right now. And it's up to us to maintain that frequency. And, if you're sent into a low moment and you're sent into a dense moment, a lot of that could be triggers that you're needing to be worked on, and that's part of it too. So being able to be aware of that, attune to the higher frequencies, you're transcending really any of the shadow work that you would need to do. Because I talk to a lot of clients, and they want to really pinpoint their triggers, and they want to really analyze, why is this bothering me? Why is this shadow bothering me? And you don't really have to do that, to be quite honest. You don't really have to delve into every single possible thing that could have gone wrong, because again, you can just shift to a different version of yourself where those things don't matter. They just don't matter.
It's so true. It's so true, because it's draining to process constantly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. It was reminding me of just another question. Okay. So say somebody's dealing with a lot of illness, physical symptoms. I mean, I know there's ascension symptoms, of course, in this process of awakening, because we're clearing out the old, and I don't want you to feel pressured to speak on any kind of conspiracy theory connected to this or that, but people that have maybe had vaccinations or vaccinated their kids, or have something that they brought in from ancestral patterns or something in their genetics, is these kind of activations able to even address those things in your mind?
Yes, absolutely. Because again, where we are in our illusions and distortions and distractions and fractals of this and that and the other, it doesn't negate that any of those conspiracies or facts or, you know, it's definitely a hijacked situation, but doing the light language activations, it transcends all of that. By even listening to it, you are pulling yourself out of, you're not affected by those things anymore. And I actually made a video for Ascension Symptoms because I was going through a process about a year ago where I was having a lot of physical ailments, and you know, it does affect our bodies. Because of the you know, dormant DNA coming back online, you will get a lot of physical purging and working through these energies. And yes, light language transcends. It does.
Right. So even if we brought it in and there's genetic damage or just anything that is a little bit more unconscious, I mean, it just seems like maybe certain cases would need to do it more frequently if it's that ingrained, particularly mind control programs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if there's consistency with using that every time one needs it, eventually they'll feel a lot clearer and lighter. And I mean, this is huge. This is really important. And the kind of thing that I personally gravitate towards. I work with the whale and dolphin codes, and I have some DVDs, and it's sort of the same, you know, kind of idea. And the more of this, you know, the better. And the fact that you have a channel and people can just tune into your channel and join your page is really important. So is it sound that you make? Is it something you play? Can you give us an idea of
I play guitar, I play drums, I record on my Mac, and I speak the language into the computer, and I kind of try to keep it my voice in the background, because you know, this is a newer thing and I don't want to push people away, even though it's kind of crazy, Laura. I mean, come on, it's kind of crazy, but I don't want to push the everyday person that's kind of coming into this. I don't want them to resist this. So
right.
It's kind of like in the background, subliminally, not very aggressive. So yeah, I do try to keep it, you know, for the easy listening, so to speak.
Oh, that's great. And you know, as you tap into what's coming through, I'm sure the way that you bring it forward, you know, kind of changes as well based on what's happening on the earth and just what downloads are coming through you, because you're, I mean, a really powerful conduit. And gosh, so you've been working with clients, and that's more one-on-one since 2018, and you're saying you're taking a break from that. It's mostly videos, or you're doing both?
I'm still doing both. Yeah. I guess what I want to say too is listening to the meditation activations. It's not just me. My goal is that eventually everybody can be activated and be able to tap into their own light language, because it's, you know, there's a lot of people doing this. I wasn't the first. I hope that I'm not the last, because it is it's each individual's ability to be able to speak to their own DNA. And how powerful is that, to be able to, you know, wake up in the morning, have a headache, look at yourself in the mirror and do a little whatever comes through, light language, boom, your headache's gone. Or, I mean, this is something everybody can do, and they could do it tomorrow.
Oh, that's great. So mostly not clients over the phone. So if one wanted to see you in person, they would go to your website and book there, or how can people who might live around you find you? Because I know that I'm sure there's maybe somebody who might just be not too far away distance-wise.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of a remote gypsy at the moment. You know, I'm currently in Ohio, but I do have local Reiki clients that I have here. I have BQH clients. But mostly it's online. Mostly it's remote, and I connect with people all over the country, and do a lot of distant healing sessions, and just talking with people. It's amazing work.
So besides your website, you can work with people, and they would find out more through the website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. And is there anything you want to talk about that we haven't discussed yet, about Ascension, about yourself, about what is coming through you and what you're doing?
You know, I guess the most important thing is for people to understand that they don't need to seek anything out. They don't need a hero. They don't need a healer. They don't need a guru. They have the power inside of them to be able to do this work and really be authentic, be their true selves, speak their truth, and be sovereign beings. And it's all inside you already. You already have the rememberings and the knowings, and it just comes down to accepting that we are divine, beautiful beings.
Right. And holding space for ourselves to really be able to uncover that, not get distracted, not overly work, find that downtime, because it's not laziness. That's such a projection. It's really an opportunity to spend time with ourselves. And I'm just so glad, because it's such a powerful and important message. And I think that's one of the hugest things for people to remember. And it's really easy to forget. I think, we know it, and I talk to a lot of clients too. And that's one of the things that really brings them back to center, is just that trust in the self and knowing that it's all there. And so these are, really beautiful messages. And I got a chance to sort of talk to you more on a social level at one time, and you just have the purest and kindest heart. And I just felt so inspired by you and really appreciated your presence when I, first met you and had to get you to do a podcast with me. And I'm so glad that you did. And maybe we can do it again as time rolls on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you want to leave us with? Do you want to maybe, I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't know if you have instruments around you, but if you wanted to give us a little taste, but if not, no worries, because I'm putting all your info, including YouTube channel, in the comment section or in the descriptor. So no need to feel like you're on the spot, but I just want to kind of hand you the reins before we close the show.
I'll just, for the time being, I'll my stuff's out there, and my partner, Twin Flame, has been helping me with the videos, and he does all of the effects, and they're just really cool. And it's something that, just really in the past couple of weeks, I've really been pulled to be creative, and there's not a moment where my brain is not thinking of, I should do this, I should try that, this instrument, that instrument. So yeah, it's follow your passion, and follow when you get a pull to do something creative, you've got to grab on it and follow it. And
you don't have to answer to anything else. That's what's crumbling. And we're going to thrive and blossom as our true authentic self. Just one more question. Did you play music as a child? Was this something you did at a young age, or?
I did, but just like everything else in my life, teachers never really responded to it. So it was something I kind of, again, it went on the back burner, like a lot of different things. And it's just really been awakened since 2017. I bought another guitar after not playing for 15 years, and just kind of happened. It was something I was being called to do. And
that's really inspiring too, because some people are like, well, what's the point? I don't play very well. I didn't grow up playing. It's been years. Or when I try and do art, I really don't like what I see. It's like, we got to drop the judgments. This is our creativity. And
that's the thing too, with, talking about hijacking music, creativity has been hijacked too. The whole fact with the hertz, the 432 and the 440, all of that's been tampered with. So, how I have been creating music is I use alternative tunings, and I don't stick with the normal chords. I'm not traditionally trained in anything, but it's again that channel of picking up the guitar. I did a meditation activation for the 999, and I was going to wait till the morning to do it, but I just got this pull, get the guitar, tune it to A2, put your fingers here, put your fingers there, and in 5 minutes I had this song, and it was a really cool song. And had I not listened to that pull, had I just gone to bed, it might not have been there when I intended to do it in the morning. It's all about following that little voice.
Absolutely. And that's huge. And that knocks out all the rest. And very, very cool. So thank you so much for being here with me. And I will get your website and info and YouTube channel out there, and just really appreciate your just presence and what you embody and the gift that you give, you know, to humanity. And it's a really powerful time, everybody. And this is a huge way to accelerate the process, because it can feel very heavy some days, some mornings, and especially with some of these Chiron and Saturn elements. But with Saturn and Pluto moving into a tight conjunction, we really want to put our attention on these sort of things to make sure that we steer our creative energy in the right direction on this powerful organic ascension timeline. So thank you so much for being such a light on that, the organic ascension path, and a guide. And I think I just said guide, but yeah, you're awesome. Thank you so much. And
thank you so much
for tuning in, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Okay. Bye-bye.